Alright, so our story begins in the right atrium, where oxygen-deprived blood cells arrive via the superior and inferior vena cavas, and they get pumped to the right ventricle. Blood gets pushed into the right ventricle through the tricuspid valve, and the right ventricle is actually weaker than the two ventricles because it just pushes blood to the lungs as opposed to the entire body. It pushes blood through the pulmonary valve into the pulmonary artery, and that goes to the lungs. Blood travels to the lungs and goes into the alveoli, which are like small air pockets in the lungs, which perform gas exchange. And deoxygenated blood exchanges the carbon dioxide inside of it with oxygen, and it slowly becomes more and more red because the hemoglobin is made of iron, which when oxidized becomes red. So these capillaries, they perform gas exchange, and now the blood is oxygenated. Now this blood returns to the left atrium via the pulmonary vein. And this is one of the few times veins will contain oxygenated blood. Into the left atrium, it gets pumped down through the mitral valve into the left ventricle. Going through the mitral valve, the powerful left ventricle pumps oxygenated blood through the aortic valve and into the aorta, which takes it to the rest of the body. And this right here is your intraventricular septum, which separates the two ventricles. And it's really important because it prevents oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from mixing. Going through the aorta, blood goes to each and every part of the body and performs gas exchange, exchanging oxygen to cells and taking away waste products like carbon dioxide, and it returns in veins to the superior and inferior vena cavas, right back to the right atrium, where the process begins once over again.